Okay, Rabotai, we are on live. Welcome to everyone. Two halachot before we begin the Musar class. Very important halachot. We're going to speak about, everybody knows that when we eat bread, you have to say the blessing of Hamotzi, Lechem min haaretz, correct? Now, there are times,
Yes.
Richard, even when you're not eating bread per se, still we're going to tell you, you have to bless Hamotzi, Lechem min haaretz. How can that be? How can I have a situation where I'm not eating bread and still I'm going to have to go ahead and bless the blessing of Hamotzi, and I'm going to have to wash my hands like I do for the bread with the bracha of Al Nitzilat Yadayim? You guys hear the question?
Oh, Rabbi, I think I know this one.
Go ahead, try me out.
Matzah.
No,
Passover.
no, no.
I thought I had it, Rabbi.
That's the thing. When you think, either you have it or you don't.
When you're a fat kid and you love cake, Rabbi.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, Richard, there's a whole thing in halakha that if a person is going to, let's say he's going to eat cake or any baked good which are sweet, if you're eating around 216 grams, which is around 7.5 to 8 ounces, even though in general, if I would eat it under that, I would say the blessing of Borei Minei Mizanot. Over here, you got what bracha we're going to say? Hamotzi after we wash our hands.
Hamotzi.
Now, I want to give you guys a realistic case. You go to a pizza store, correct? You ask the people, how did you guys knead the dough? They either say we put fruit juice inside, or honey, right? Or oil, whatever they knead the dough. It's not water. Even if it's water, when you taste the dough, it tastes sweet. What bracha you have to say on that pizza, Jigarik?
I'm assuming Hamotzi.
No, mizanot. No, mizanot. If the dough, not the tomato sauce with the cheese, no. If the crust itself, when you taste it, you recognize the sweetness, the blessing is Borei Minei Mizanot.
I mean, you have to be a very sensitive.
No, you'll see it's different than bread. You know how bread tastes, and when you see that there's sweetness in the dough. Now, in certain stores, Richard, in Brooklyn,
Wait,
they
Rabbi.
have this. Say it again.
Rabbi, I'm sorry. Don't you say the
Mike,
blessing
welcome.
before?
Wow, look, we have wow. What's
Don't
going
you-
on,
don't you
Jigarik?
say
You
the
paid
blessing
everybody to get
before?
on? Say it again, Mike. I'm sorry.
Don't you say the blessing before you taste it?
Oh, so, okay, very good, Mike. So when it comes to tasting, you're not obligated to say the bracha. You don't have to say the blessing. No. If I want to taste a certain food, or even if I want to taste a certain drink, I'm able to taste it without first saying the bracha. All right, because I'm not eating it yet. Even if I'm going to swallow it, there's an argument, should you spit it out or not, doesn't matter. But even if I'm going to swallow it, that's not considered real eating until I actually start eating. So, Mike, to answer your question, when I'm tasting, I don't have to say the bracha.
Rabbi, I'm a little question. How much you can taste it before it's called tasting?
You can taste, I believe, up to 1 ounce, up to 28 grams. You can taste pretty much a lot. Okay?
So you're saying, Rabbi, that if it's bread mixed with honey or whatever flavor, you don't have to do hamotzi?
Exactly. If it's bread mixed, if you know that the dough was mixed with oil, let's say olive oil or spices or honey or milk or fruit juices, you don't have to say the blessing of hamotzi lechem min haaretz. No, you don't. But Rafal, you have to be able to feel the taste in the dough, that it's sweet or it's has milk inside or has honey inside, or you have to be able to actually sense that taste. Richard, are we good, Richard?
What if you're not sure?
Oh, so then that's
What
a
if you're not
problem.
sure?
No, they'll give it to your wife or give it to somebody else. Otherwise, you're going to have to say hamotzi lechem min haaretz. So the reason why I'm saying this, you got it, here we go. When a person walks into a pizza store, when you buy the pizza in certain stores, it says over there clearly that the blessing on the pizza is hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Why? Because they kneaded the dough with apple juice, Richard. But here's the problem. How many slices are you going to eat?
2.
So, Richard, if you're eating 2 slices, if you would have eaten 1 slice or under 2 slices, say 1.5, then I would tell you, say Borei Minei Mizanot, and you're good. But now that you want to eat 2 slices from the onset, which is around 7.5, 8 ounces. Now you have to wash your hands like you do for the bread meal with the blessing of Al Nisal Yadayim. Then you have to say Hamotzi Lech Min Haaretz on the pizza, and now you have to also say Birkat HaMazon. Jigarig, are you with me or not?
I have no idea.
What's the point of places doing it with? I thought them adding orange juice to the dough or whatever. That was the whole point of not having to say not to bench afterwards.
Beautiful.
What's
That's
the point of them?
That's beautiful. As long as you're not eating 216 grams, which is around 7.5, 8 ounces. Yes,
Which is over 1.5 slices.
Yeah, for sure. It's almost close to 2 slices.
Whoa. Okay. A week ago, you tell us you put the bread in a little bit, and you remember you made the analogy of a shot glass, and you said, do you know what a shot glass is, right?
Yes.
And I said, of course, 35 years, I know what a shot glass is. Now you're saying you can have under 2 pieces of pizza without going over the pizza limit for a separate prayer? Is that what you're saying?
Correct, Richard, yes.
So Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz is only 1.5 or less pieces of pizza?
No, on the other way around. If you're eating more,
over 2 is
correct.
that prayer.
Correct. But if it's regular
So
pizza,
it doesn't matter how fat you get, you got to do the right prayer, right, Reuben?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this is one halakha. Another halakha which is very important. When people have pizza, usually what do they have? They have Coke, right? Or Sprite, or any other liquid or drink. The question is, Richard, when you're blessing hamotzi on this pizza, let's say you want to eat 2 slices, do you also have to bless on the Coke, shahakol niya bidvar, or not?
Isn't it covered in the hamotzi if you're doing hamotzi already?
Correct. So that's the thing. Even though over here, exactly, very good, Ribbi. Even though over here, this bracha should have been mizanot, and we're changing it to hamotzi, we're going to tell you it gets covered by the hamotzi, and you don't say shahakol niya bidvaro. Richard, you with me?
Are you saying additional brachas over other drinks that you have during the week?
Yes, Richard.
So I'm supposed to go from 8 prayers to 12 or 14 prayers?
No, Rich, it's very simple. Rich, you see this water? If I'm drinking this water, all I'm going to say is Baruch Ata Hashem. I'll say Hashem's real name. Elokeinu melech haolam. Shahakol niya b'dvoru. That's all. 5 seconds, and then I want to drink the water. That's all.
That's great. I have a lot of respect for you guys. I mean, this is beyond everything what you guys are doing.
Richard, let me ask you a question. Richard, when you come home, correct? Before you walk in the house, do you say a prayer?
In the driveway now, I pray that I'm a kind and loving husband to no matter what comes out of Miss Laurie's mouth. Yes.
There you go. Same thing over here. We want to pray to Hashem. We want to thank Him for the fact that He gives us the ability to be able to drink and eat and be able to be healthy. Baruch Hashem.
Honestly, I am in awe of what most of you guys do. It's fantastic, but it's such a commitment. Wow.
Richard, we'll get there, Richard. We'll get there, B'ezrat Hashem.
No. I'm doing fine. I'm not going to get there anytime soon. So, like you said, you guys go into a pizza store and ask the guy how his dough is leavened or whatever you said. Do you ask the guy, how did you guys make this
right.
pizza?
So if I want to know, should I bless mizanot or hamotzi, I'm going to ask him, correct? Usually they have a paper, Richard, that states over there that our dough is made with apple juice or orange juice or things like that, usually.
Wait, last question, I'll shut up. Raise your hand, not the rabbi. Raise your hand, even if you're driving. If the other ask somebody that makes pizza how he makes the pizza. Raise your hand. I want to know who's honest right now. Joey, you impressed me. JD, you impressed me. Bro. I'm going to try to stay on this machine now, JD. You ask the pizza guy?
Usually they'll tell you outright whether it's a straight hamotzi or if it's any juices. They'll tell you it's mizonot.
In Florida, is it different than in New York, Rabbi? Should they have
And if it's a kosher pizzeria, they'll tell you.
Do they have a sign outside the door in a pizza place?
No, it's more inside the pizza place. Not outside, it's inside the pizza place. It's inside the pizza
Richard, I
place.
think it applies more with the kosher pizzeria.
Right, yeah, I'm
They
thinking
already
about kosher,
expect
correct.
it. If you're going to go to a regular pizzeria, they're going to look at you funny.
Correct, Richard. That's gonna be a problem. Yeah, correct. Correct. A regular pizza.
Rabbi, you got to give the prerequisites.
I thought Jigarik is gonna do that. I don't know what he's doing right now, but I thought Jigarik is gonna
Sorry,
do
Michael is also very cool. You guys, man, I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. It's unbelievable.
it. Richard. Okay. Richard, you said something yesterday very powerful. You said religion is hard, correct?
You said what?
You said yesterday that religion is hard.
The transformation from being a moderate Jew to a more customary, religious, and practicing Jew, yes, it's one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life.
So I'll tell you, Reuven has a friend. He has a very important friend. He said it's easier than being married or staying married.
He's right about that.
Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, so that was those two halachot. Now I want to get into the Musar of the day. Today we're going to speak about, Richard, that people need to realize that there's not a person in the world that, Chas v'Shalom doesn't go through some form of suffering. Every single person goes through some form of suffering. Whether it's going to be with the children, Chas v'Shalom, whether with his wife, whether with parnasa, with money, whether with the parent, there's everybody, or with their health. Everybody, Chas v'Shalom, is always going through some form of suffering or the other. Jigarik, are you with me, Jigarik? I just want to know who this guy is speaking to right now. I really want to know.
I'm with you, Rabbi.
I know. Now you're with me. I know. Okay, Jigarik. I know, but okay. I want to read for you over here. He says like this. There's a Midrash Rabbi he brings down in the name of Rabbi Alexandria. Alexander the Great? There was a rabbi that was called after his name. He says that you don't have a person in the world that is without suffering. Every single person suffers one way or another. However, he says over here, praiseworthy is the person that his suffering comes to him through learning Torah. Richard, did you understand what I just said?
No.
Okay. Everybody suffers, correct? But lucky is the person that he's going to suffer through learning Torah. When we're sitting and learning Torah, it's...
Meaning that's the biggest problem, is sitting and learning Torah?
No, when you sit and learn Torah, it's not easy. It's not easy. Giving off your time and, forgetting of all the extra pleasures of the world, and you want to sit and learn, it's uncomfortable. You're suffering in a way. So that is the best form of suffering, and I'll tell you why. He says like this. Every single person has one way or another suffering in the world. But if somebody suffers because he's learning Torah, for sure you should know it's a great merit on his behalf. I'm going to explain like this, Richard. On Rosh Hashanah, Hashem decrees how much a person is going to make. Jigarik, are you with me or not?
Yeah.
How much a person is going to have a good time. Who's going to be born? Who's going to die? Who's going to make money? Who's going to lose money? Who's going to die through water? Who's going to die through fire? Who's going to make it big? Hashem decrees everything on Rosh Hashanah. But Hashem also decrees on Rosh Hashanah how much suffering is a person going to go through throughout the whole year. So he says over here, we have an option to remove that suffering through learning Torah. When you learn Torah, let's say a person, God forbid, was supposed to get 10 pounds of suffering throughout the whole year. It's going to split up. But now, every single time you learn Torah, you remove that suffering. So instead of 10 pounds, you're learning Torah now. So let's say now it's 9.5 pounds. You understand, Richard? By learning Torah, you're removing suffering from yourself. Now, a very good way to understand is like this. Jigari, you come home, correct? You want to go to sleep. You're tired. You don't go to sleep. You remove sleep from your eyes. Now you're suffering because you want to sleep. Since you remove sleep from your eyes, Hashem says, I cannot send you other forms of suffering. that I was going to send you, for example, I could have given you a toothache and you wouldn't go to sleep. I could have given you a headache, you wouldn't be able to go to sleep. I could have given you other forms of suffering where you were not going to be able to go to sleep. Hashem said, I wanted to do it to you, but you removed it by staying up and learning Torah. You guys see how it works, Richard?
Yeah, no. Is that a good analogy? I'm sorry, I don't want to talk too much. Is that a good analogy of what you're saying is, you're saying Torah and blessings and learning and all that stuff. But the more a person does good, he's got a much better chance for Hashem to give him some stuff, but not the hard stuff. That's the way I believe. I believe that if you give out good, you get good back.
Correct.
So what you're saying is, if someone's in store for 10 or 12 pounds of trials and tribulations in his life, and he gives out a lot of good Torah and helps his other fellow man or whatever, Hashem may determine him only needing 6 pounds of stuff.
Correct, because you have removed that by yourself. We have an option by learning Torah, by when we learn Torah, we are able to remove the suffering. So Richard, he brings that over here and he says, when we sit down to learn Torah, correct, it's not easy. For example, right, why don't people come to learn Torah 8:30 at night? Because they're tired. But when they come 8:30 at night, Hashem says, look, you are overcoming your tiredness and you're coming. So in a way you are suffering now by breaking yourself. So now Hashem says, I was supposed to give you another form of suffering. I can't give it to you because you just removed it from yourself.
Yeah.
So this is why it's very important to learn Torah at night. It's not only learn, I'll be honest with you, Richard, it's nice what we do now. But is it really enough? I know Jigari wants to hear, now you're a big tzaddik, you're going to go to Gan Eden. I'm not going to say that to him, Richard. That I'm not going to say. Because I know we can do more. Say it again?
I was going to say that what we do here, it's very nice and it's sweet, but like the real toiling is what I see you doing upstairs in your room. That's where you guys are breaking your head over the Gemara or what have you. And it's really complicated stuff.
It is, but that's exactly it. You got it. When you break your head and you sit in one place and you try to understand what Hashem is trying to teach us, that in itself is able to atone for other forms of suffering.
But does this count? What we're doing here?
This does count as a form of learning Torah. So if somebody's hard for them to get on, and they are able to get on and they're able to learn even though they're busy, yes, it does remove. But let's say for somebody that it's easy, I'm sitting here, I'm all day in the basement. What am I cannot be included in this. You understand? You also in your office, I don't know if you're really included. I don't know, you sit like a king over there. I don't know what to tell you.
I got a lot of distractions here, Rabbi.
Okay, I hear. He says like this, I want to read for you over here. He brings the Gemara. He brings the Gemara from Masechet Berachot in Dav He Amud Aleph. He says, the Gemara says over there that if a person learns Torah at night and he removes slumber from himself, he says, for sure you should know this is called suffering. For the fact that you were able to remove that slumber, he says, as a reward, he says, what's going to happen is, what they're going to do, they're going to remove other forms of suffering that was going to hold you back from going to sleep. So therefore, if a person was supposed to have a toothache throughout the year, Hashem is not going to give it to him now. You know why? Because the whole purpose of a toothache or the whole purpose of a headache is for what, Jigarik? What is the whole purpose of... to bring us closer to Hashem, but with that I'm not able to sleep, correct? If I'm not able to sleep, but I just did it, I didn't go to sleep. I stayed up a little bit at night later. Say I want to go to sleep 10 o'clock. I stayed up 15 minutes later. Okay? You held yourself back from sleeping. Now Hashem says, there you go. I can't give you that form of suffering. You understand? So it's very important to know that if we are able to go out and learn Torah as much as possible throughout the day, even when you're driving, even by listening to lectures online, very, very important, because the more Torah you learn, the more sufferings you are able to remove. Because remember, if you're not going to be able to remove the suffering through learning Torah, then chas v'shalom, it has to come on the person. That we don't want. If we want to be able to have a good relationship, good children, good parnasa, the one way you want to do it is through learning Torah. You guys understand?
Yep.
Okay.
Rabbi, I have a quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
If somebody has a hard time stop doing a certain sin, right? He's suffering, right? With God, with this stuff, would God help? Will God help him with that specific suffering?
You mean he's falling into a certain sin?
So he keeps doing the same sin. He's suffering to stop. Like he's trying to stop, but he's suffering. Like it's hard for him.
Is he stopping or is he continuing doing it? Raphael, is he stopping it or is he continuing doing it?
No,
he wants to stop, but he's suffering.
Again,
He's
so
suffering.
He's struggling, but still he's doing the sin, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, Hashem sees the struggle. He sees, you'll get rewarded for the struggle, but you should know the reason why we struggle in overcoming our temptation is because we're not really learning the way we're supposed to learn Torah. If a person is able to learn Torah with all his strength, with every fiber of his body, then that sin itself, it will be neutral. For you, it's not going to make a difference. You with me, Raphael? It really depends on how you learn Torah to be able to overcome the Yetzer Hara. That's what we were saying yesterday. Hashem says, I created the Yetzer Hara, but I created the Torah against it. The only thing, nothing else is going to help you. Not mitzvah, not tzedakah. The only thing that's going to be that's going to allow you to overcome your evil inclination is if you learn the Torah the correct way. Now, if you're going to ask me what's the correct way, take on a project. Take a Gemara, take a Halakha, take a Talmud Chacham to learn with you. 50 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. But sit and learn. Come home, Jigarik, review it with your wife, with your children. You have to really delve into the Torah. Rafa, you understand?
Yes.
It says in Parsha Bechukotai, where, this is very sad. I don't want to say this right now, but I can't hold anything back, so I'm going to say it anyway. It says in Parsha Bechukotai that if a person goes in Hashem's ways, Hashem is going to bless him with all the blessings. Hashem says, I'm going to give you rain this time, I'm going to allow the crops to grow. Rashi says over there, what does it mean if a person goes in Hashem's ways? Rashi says that if you're going to toil in Torah, Jigarik, listen to this, Jigarik. If you wanted the blessings, it's very sad, but if you wanted the blessings to come to you that the Torah promises, you know what you have to do? You have to toil in Torah. The people that toil in Torah will get the blessings that the Torah promises. But if you only learn Torah, you'll get the reward for learning Torah, but you will not get the blessings that the Torah promises. And that's why Rashi says, into a meilim b'Torah. If you're going to toil in Torah, it's all about toiling. If you toil and you break your head, even when it's difficult, you sit and you try to understand it, there we're going to tell you, Hashem now has to give you all the blessings. You understand? That is the secret. Everything comes down to toil. If I walk into a gym and I pick up a weight that's 10 pounds, I'm not going to be able to grow a muscle. Maybe I'm going to stretch like that, but nothing's going to help me. But if I go and I start working out normally and start lifting weights according to my potential, that's when I'm going to start building weight. That's when I'm going to start building muscle. Jigarik, are you with me or not, Jigarik?
Yeah.
It's very important, Rabotai, and this is what we don't understand. We think, again, this is nice what we do over here, we listen for 30 minutes, but from here it's supposed to motivate us to want to go and do more. You guys know I was in Miami, in Florida, here, Jigarik. Whatever, I was in a certain shul there, they told me to speak, they found out that whatever. And I was over there, as I was sitting over there, I realized...
What do you mean, whatever? What do you mean, whatever?
Ilan.
They found out that the YouTube sensation came to Miami, son. So
Correct.
say how it is.
No, but what I want to say is like this, Ilan. When I was there, you had Baruch Hashem, you had a lot of people that are very wealthy. And a lot of them didn't make time for learning Torah. Before I left, there were certain groups, I told them that they must learn Torah, Jigarik. You should understand, without Torah, we have no life. We must learn Torah. Every single guy has a responsibility to leave the house at night, go to the synagogue and learn Torah. It's only going to better you financially, your future, your wife, your children. You know what the rabbis of blessed memory say, Jigarik? If your wife knew what it means, the blessings that come when you learn Torah, she would never allow you to work even for 1 minute in the day.
Right.
Yeah, you're like, right, yeah, well, I hope so. Not me. It ain't coming to me, that's for sure. Right.
No, but that's why there's some women where the men are, in a kollel all day, and the women are the ones working.
Correct. I'm saying right. Correct. But I'm just trying to show you, Jiggy. We have to understand that the Torah is really the protection that we have. The Torah is really the blessing. You understand everything. Look, how many people? Just imagine for yourself for a second. The land of Israel is very small. Correct. We have Arab countries all around us. Correct. Yes or no? You know, if they how could it be that they're trying to wipe us out and they cannot? What do you think is the IDF, the AIF? What do you think it's them? No, we have to fight. But do you know that even they believe that the Torah that the people learn, that's what protects them? You have this protection. We have it in our hands. We are able to learn this Torah. Why give it up? So therefore, we have to make sure that we make time. At least this is nice, but you got what you're doing. I'm not going to tell you it's bad, but you have to understand, I always expect more, not only from myself, but also from everyone else. You know, if you guys can make groups, one-on-one to learn, or I don't know where everybody lives, but try to get rabbis to teach you half an hour, or to come to your offices, whatever it might be, Jigarik. Learn halachot, learn Gemara, learn whatever it might be. But that is what's going to bring you blessings into your life. Without Torah, we have no life.
You use the gym as a comparison, Rabbi. I mean, many of us probably work out. We're always lifting bigger weights, more weights. Every week we're increasing our weight. It's the same analogy here. We have to continue growing.
Correct. Before I do conclude, I want to ask you a question. Does everybody know what happened to Yosef HaTzadik? He says over here, when Yosef HaTzadik, you know Yosef, right? From the 12 brothers, when they sold him, correct? You know who was the main person behind it?
To sell him?
The selling from the brothers. Levi. His brother Levi was amongst them. He sold him. He was the one who was initiating the whole thing. And that's why we got punished. That's why we went into Egypt, correct? We went and we suffered in Egypt almost 200 plus 10 years. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know that Levi was never in Egypt? Levi, they were not included. They didn't go to. They were not in servitude. They were not enslaved.
You're talking about the Levies. The Levies.
They were not correct. They were not enslaved. Can somebody tell me how is it possible, Jugarik? They're the ones that started the whole process of selling Yosef, and still they were not. All the other tribes, all the other Jewish people were enslaved, but the tribe of Levi was not. How's that possible? You ready for this, Jiggy? Listen what he says. Listen what he says. He says, "Ki et kol hagizderot v'hayisurin efshar livdot al yidei haTorah." All the decrees that Hashem makes, all the suffering that Hashem decrees upon people, you are able to redeem it through Torah. What did Levi do, guys? Levi sat and he learned Torah. The tribe, that's all they did, they sat and learned Torah. So that's why they were not enslaved. Look, the power of Torah, what it can do. So there's no reason for us to go ahead and give it up when we are able to learn, you understand? I understand when you're with your wife, with your children, fine, whatever it might be. But we must make time to learn Torah at night. You will learn Torah at night, you will be blessed the next day, yeah.
Robert, good question. Because of the tribe of Levi was learning Torah, was that what helped them not to do the Avodah Zarah?
Correct, because since they were learning Torah, that atoned for the sale of Yosef. So really they were supposed to suffer like everyone else. But they took the easy way out. They took the shortcut. They went and they learned Torah. Hashem says, you learn Torah. You suffered through learning Torah. You gave up all the pleasure and you were just sitting and learning Torah. That's it. There goes your suffering. How much more can you suffer? That's why the Levi'im, they were not part of the enslavement.
That's actually a very good analogy.
But Jigari, I'll tell you something. You know what? Baruch Hashem, I'm with my kids. I'm very strong. Like I don't like these things. When people say be soft, I'm not a type of person. I don't like being soft. I believe people will only grow when when you actually put pressure. But good type of pressure. You understand? I tell my kids, one of the boys. I say, tell me if I give you right now $100 for every single word of Torah, you gonna learn? He says yes. I said, when are you gonna stop? You know what he told me? I'm not stopping. Why not? Because he understands money's coming in, you understand? We have to try to look at Torah like that. We have to try to see the Torah that every single moment, it's not $100 you got it. It's the reward of eternity. It's protection. It's insurance. It's everything is in the Torah. That's it, finished. If you guys have any questions, I'll take it. If not, Makara Ilan.
Thank you, Rabbi.
No problem, guys. I'll see you guys.
Chazak אתה רבי ג'ו, חזק.
I'll see you guys.
Thank you,
Love you,
Rabbi.
Rabbi.
I'll see you.
Hazak, Rabbi Don, Hazak.
Thank you, Rabbi.
I'll see you, boys.
Bye. Bye.
I'll see you guys. Bye.